This is Shots from the Winchester podcast, where veteran leadership meets world-class business execution. This podcast is brought to you by Red Leviathan. Many companies, one mission, veteran excellence. Each episode features a veteran founder or business leader discussing how they built their company, the challenges they faced, and how systems, shared services, and team culture play a role in scaling. So if you're a veteran or a business professional and you're looking to build or scale your business, this is the podcast for you. In today's episode, we're going to be talking to Stronghold Leadership. Stronghold is an organization that builds stronger careers, better teams, and greater business results through certification, education in project management, change management, and process improvement. Stronghold Leadership's mission is to equip professionals with practical skills that they can use to solve real-world business challenges and lead with confidence. We had an opportunity to catch up with the Executive Director, Lou Fabrizi, and Director of Administration, Roger George, at a Veteran and Energy Conference held in Washington, D.C. recently. Let's jump into the conversation.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
We are on day one of VIE, but technically, I guess you guys are on day two.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you for joining me this morning on our Shots from the Winchester. We're here at VIE, so we're going to dig into that a little bit, dig into Stronghold Leadership. So I think we should open it up by, talking a little bit about yourselves, and then we can dig into Stronghold.
Awesome.
All right.
All
Lou,
right.
do you want to go?
Yeah, my name is Lou Fabrizi. I'm the Executive Director of Stronghold Leadership. I'm here with Roger George today. Roger, you want to introduce yourself?
Roger George, I'm the Director of Administration for Stronghold Leadership.
Awesome. Well, like I said, thank you for joining me. All right, so you both said Stronghold Leadership. I said it. What is Stronghold Leadership?
Yeah, so Stronghold Leadership is a nonprofit dedicated to helping veterans transition from the military into civilian life. And we do that by upskilling them and giving them professional certification. So when you're in the military, you learn all these things and you do project management, not officially. But when you come out of the military, we want to go and make that experience legitimate by giving veterans, even family members, these things to essentially certify what they do. And we do that through a bunch of professional certifications. Roger, you want to talk about what we do?
So the certification courses that we provide is the PMP prep course in project management. That's to prepare them to challenge the PMP certification. We also offer organizational change management, which helps them understand how change initiatives are conducted within an organization, help them be a lot more successful. And then we also offer SAFE Scrum Master, which is a different methodology of project management. It's more of an agile, iterative process that allows more kind of quick changes to be adopted sooner. And then we also offer a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt class, which is a process improvement class, which allows the student to understand if they were to identify issues, how they would be able to resolve them and actually certify that the improvements that they made are successful.
Sounds like you really prepare them well-rounded. They give them a little bit of everything, so no matter what obstacle they encounter, they have something in their toolkit.
Yes, our goal is to actually be able to prepare them for almost any environment that they would walk into. They have a wider breadth of understanding of this knowledge. So if they were to be a part of a process improvement, they're certified in Lean Six Sigma, and they could actually contribute to that. If they were pinned or chosen to conduct a change initiative within an organization, they have that skill set. Or if they're even part of a team that is actually conducting any of these different elements of project management, they're more likely to be more successful because of their foundational knowledge.
Okay. So what is it about veterans that make them uniquely positioned for PMP or change management, any of that?
Yeah, as I said earlier, you have to do a lot of things in the military. You have to do them quick, and you have to do it to a certain level of precision and safety. And you do that throughout your career. But again, you never necessarily get credit for it on paper. So we can take that veteran that has that experience, formalize, upskill, and then they get something on the back end of their name that they can use out there, put on LinkedIn, and it's going to help them with job placement. We're starting to see now that if you have your PMP, that may almost hold more weight than an undergrad degree, right?
Wow.
So these are things that employers are really looking for. One thing that I must say is the whole academic program, all 4 classes that Roger just talked about, We call that the Strategy Execution Professional. It's an academic program of all 4 of those classes. And each class builds on the next one. And they're related and they overlap. And some of the concepts, even though the classes are unique and you can take them a la carte, if you do all 4 classes together, it's really going to, as Roger said, prepare you to go out there. And it works in any industry. So if it's consulting, if it's manufacturing, if it's energy, you can then take those skills. And these concepts have been around, they've been updated and made modern, but they work, and they work in every different realm out there in the business world. So again, we're taking these veterans that have this experience and really giving them that upskilling that they need to go out there. And when you get these certifications, it tells the employer, I can go out by myself and do these things. And it's a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And to see happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. So the structure of the class, is it online, in person?
It's both. So we
Okay.
do offer classes in person in our offices in Malvern, Pennsylvania. And if you aren't able to make it because you're in Idaho or in New York or anywhere remote, you could actually join in through our online services to be able to attend the classes remotely. So we found that a smaller group of individuals can't really make it to, into the class. So we open it up and allow them to be able to go through the training as everybody else. Now it's instructor led. It's always going to be a live class because you need that interaction back and forth. They're going to have questions. Asynchronous classes are good to kind of give you an understanding of things, but to get a deeper dive or a deeper understanding of the topic at hand, that's where instructors come in because you have that back and forth conversation and you could always ask questions as soon as it pops in your head.
Okay, yeah, I love that, getting that immediate feedback or even, if it's a nuanced question or something. So I like that. Okay.
We've, if I may, we've discussed this a lot in Stronghold. Do we want to do asynchronous classes? And we really thought that it was important not to, because we need that instructor-student interaction. You get the most out of it when you're able to apply it to real life. So this is something that we do. But at the same time, you still can attend these classes in a virtual setting, instructor-led, of course, which gives you the flexibility to be anywhere in the country, all around the world. We've had deploying units out there do it all the way overseas.
That's amazing.
So we want to be able to provide that flexibility. It's easy to take, but we also don't want to lose our secret sauce. And our secret sauce is being able to discuss real life experiences and incorporate that into the academic instruction. It's really important to us to maintain that kind of level of instruction.
Okay, and I imagine with everyone being a veteran, or a lot of veterans in the class, you don't have to be.
Yep.
There's like a common understanding. Everyone has, a common language or a common idea, so it probably makes the connection a little bit easier.
And so we also allow corporate partners, and we have so many awesome corporate partners. And you don't have to be a veteran to take our classes, but you'll start to see that what you experience in the military and what people are experiencing out in the real world, there's a lot of similarities there. There's a lot of overlaps. And anytime we get a corporate partner that attends our classes, we can then turn around, being a nonprofit, and give scholarships out to veterans, right? That's the charitable part of what we do as a 501c3, is give veteran scholarships. And that's what we want to continue to do. So our corporate partners are so important when it comes to that.
Yes. Okay. So you mentioned you don't have to be a veteran.
Correct.
What about, is there opportunity for spouses, like military spouses, or just
100% there is. In fact, so if you go to strongholdleadership.org, there's a scholarship process in there. And you just kind of fill out some basic questions. It goes to our guidance counselor, our director of student outreach, Ellen Smith. She will look through everything, will determine military status. And there are tuition assistance options for spouses, which we totally want to use, right?
Okay.
And then if you go through and you're not able to use the tuition assistance, you then apply for a scholarship. And we have a process that lays out how that all works. So there's a good chance we want veterans to do this at no cost. And if we can apply that benefit to spouses and other family members, there are ways to do that. But that's stuff you discuss with Ellen once you reach out to her.
Okay, that's awesome. So at the start of this, I mentioned we were at VIE.
Yes.
So Veterans in Energy annual conference here in DC this weekend, or this year. What brought you here?
Well, actually, so the former executive director who I took over for, Brad Pellegrin, was a board member at VIE. Also, our sister company, Greencastle, has a large presence at this conference. They're one of the major sponsors of it. So they reached out to us and said, would you be interested in providing some professional development opportunities? And we took a look at it and we said, yeah, we can get some change management certifications done while we're here. Normally that class is 2.5 days. We did have to kind of shrink it down to a day and a half, but we had great students, great interaction. They did some self-study on their own, and we're proud to say that while we were here at VIE, we certified 23 people in organizational change management, which is really awesome.
That's awesome.
The majority of them were veterans. There was 1 or 2 that were spouses. So we got 23 people done while we were here. It's really exciting.
That's amazing. 23 individuals, however many companies, they can take that knowledge back and start to
Yeah,
improve.
and there was a great mix of different energy companies that were here. The board took special care to make sure that the quotas were spread out amongst all the different companies.
Nice.
And like I said, we even had a spouse attend
Okay.
today, which was really neat. So
Okay.
it turned out great. I was a little worried about it because we had to do 2.5 days down to a day and a half, but our students stepped up to the challenge and did a great job.
Okay, good. Yeah, I did not take the class. I just listened in for a little bit, but it sounded, it was like Fast and Furious. But
Right.
yeah, I'm sure the self-study beforehand or afterwards helped too. So.
And one thing I must say is Roger is one of the best instructors I've ever
heard that. Yeah.
So he did a great job, and he was able to hit all the hard topics, go through the material. Even though it was a short class, he was able to do it. And we're grateful to have instructors like him, and all the instructors that we have on our staff are all subject matter experts what they do, whether it's process improvement or change management, PMP. We have all the subject matter experts that can do these type of classes. We're really proud of our faculty and cadre.
Yes, I've heard nothing but good things about your instructing. But I think another cool thing, and we briefly talked about this yesterday, was the in-person connection, or even just, like the synchronous learning connection is now you have 23 people or individuals who might not have known each other ahead of this class, and now, they can make new connections and help each other out moving forward. So.
And that's one of the benefits of actually having a class be instructor-led,
Yes.
with students actually conversing not only with the instructor but also with each other, and they develop bonds, they develop relationships, and they're able to network and communicate with each other, and they're able to go out and share and understand things. So it's a great opportunity that we definitely don't want to miss.
Yes.
Well, one thing Roger and I were laughing about yesterday is when you start a class, everyone comes in kind of cold, right? And that's just because people don't know each other.
Cold in this room.
Yeah, it was cold in this room, yeah. But as the day goes on and you take a few breaks and people start conversing with each other, then everybody goes to lunch, they go out in the cafeteria, they're in the same space, they get to know each other a little more. And we saw when we came back from lunch yesterday that the conversations doubled, tripled, quadrupled. Everyone was getting really comfortable with each other. And then when we had our graduation or certificate ceremony today, like everyone was giving each other high fives and stuff. It was just really cool to see that evolution of everybody coming in cold. Now all of a sudden there's new friends. And to be honest, some of the people in the room were competitors with each other, but didn't matter.
Yeah.
They were all friends at the end.
Okay.
So really neat.
I think that is another unique part of, getting a group of veterans together, especially if you're transitioning out of the military. You might not have that community or that network, that group, because you're leaving the military. So something like this, an in-person class, you can, start to form a little bit of a new community. So
yeah, when you're in the military, you have your tribe, right?
Yes.
And you leave the military, and again, at Stronghold, we're very concerned about that transition between military to civilian life. You get into a room with veterans who are out in the civilian world, you're back at your tribe again, which was really cool to see.
that is really cool. I bet it felt, kind of special in here. So
Sure.
That's awesome. So are you coming back next year? What do you think?
Yeah, so we've already talked to James Simpson, who is the Professional Development Director for Veterans and Energy, and he absolutely wants us to come back. So we're already kind of brainstorming what next year looks like. Do we want to do change management again? Do we want to do some kind of process improvement class? We have to see how much time, but the good news is now we have a full year to plan for it.
Okay.
So the sky is the limit of what we're going to do next year. But we definitely want to come back, so we're really excited.
Okay, awesome. We'll run out the whole conference space for you guys.
Yeah.
Teach all the classes.
Right.
Nice, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
This was great. One more time, how can people find you, get involved?
Yep. So there's a bunch of different ways. You can actually Google search us and go from there. We're starting to move up in the algorithm, which is really nice. But if you want to go directly to our website, it's strongholdleadership.org. Once again, we're a nonprofit, so Stronghold Leadership strongholdleadership.org. You can reach out, you can send us a message, and again, we'll get back to you right away if you're interested in learning more about Stronghold. We do like our website. You can see all the courses we offer, the different pricing that's there, and those prices are on there as a guide. But if you put together a big enough class, or if you want to do some things, we'll work with you. Again, we pride ourselves on flexibility. We want to. The goal is to turn around and give veteran scholarships. So whatever it takes to get there is what we're willing to do.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you both again. This was great. And I guess we'll see you back here next year.
Yeah, thanks, Erica.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Shots from the Winchester podcast. Make sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel so you can get notifications when we have new episodes to share. All likes, shares, and comments really help out our channel. It helps us to get more content like this out to you. You can also find Shots from the Winchester wherever you listen to podcasts. On our next episode, we talk to Milton Bucher, Vice President of Veterans and Energy. He'll be discussing the annual leadership conference that took place recently in Washington, D.C., and the role that Veterans and Energy plays in providing ongoing professional support to military veterans currently working in the energy industry. Also bringing awareness to current service members looking for a strong opportunity after leaving military service. See you in the next episode.